stars that we have, an actress, singer, songwriter, and author. Her new children's book, The English Roses, Too Good to Be True, in the stores right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Madonna. As you can see, New York is happy to have you back.
We are, as an audience, we are collectively in love with you, but you know that already, and we're so...
I'm collectively wallowing in your
in your wallow.
In your affection.
Yes. Anyway, you look terrific.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Did you know I was going to wear black and white?
I did not know, but I can take this off and burn it if it bothers you.
Excuse me, you two aren't the only ones wearing black and white.
That's not black,
that's
gray.
Gray, okay, sorry.
I
was just going to say, we're in sync. There's synchronicity between you and I.
Oh, honey, there's more synchronicity than you even know.
Really? Well, I was actually... I'm glad that you brought that up, because I was wondering if you wanted to audition as one of my dancers.
Yes!
I think she should. She's a good dancer.
I saw you at the end of the
Stop! Don't tell me that you saw me. Did you really?
I did.
I swear to God. Okay, what was I wearing?
I think you only had one shoe on.
It's true, I had one shoe on. Pam, she saw us. That's my girlfriend Pam, who was also there. And Pam is very petite, and we were in the second row, and the song starts, and you come, and people are screaming and crying, and those are just the men. And Pam turns to me and says, "I can't see." I said, "I can't help you."
That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Well, are you serious about the dancing role? Because she'd love to.
Well, I think you've been to enough of my shows. I think you know what
I know the whole
my
routine. I know. I could actually be you if you fell ill.
Well, I might take you up on it, because you look like we're kind of the same size.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Do you mean that? Oh my gosh.
Madonna, congratulations on the new addition to the family.
While we're on the subject of auditions, I wanted to know if you wanted to audition to be the godfather, because I don't have a godfather for him.
David's godfather?
Yeah.
I would love to.
Would you?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, what are your credentials?
My credentials is that I am a father to begin with, and I happen to love this little guy.
Are you good with kids?
Oh, very good. Look what I did with this one.
I heard.
He babysat my kids once.
I heard you dropped one of her kids on their head.
I dropped one of the kids. He didn't talk for 2 years, but so what? He's always smiling. He's a happy boy.
May he stay that
Now
way.
keep me in mind when you make that decision.
I will.
I also want you to keep this in mind. He once threw a rubber snake at Joaquin because he thought it would be funny. I'm just saying.
Well, how old are your kids?
Oh, they're, gosh, they must be 3, 4, 7, and 8 by now.
I want to know, how are your other 2 children doing with the new baby? Are they very maternal, paternal?
Yeah, especially my daughter.
Yeah.
She wants to change his diapers, she wants to feed him, she wants to carry him everywhere, and she's sort of his babysitter, which is
so
nice.
great. You know, I know that you don't, your children are so photographed, and I know that that makes you nuts. But I can't help but look at your daughter, and to me, it's your face. She's so reminiscent of you. She's so recognizable. And do you see it?
I do sometimes. Not so much on a day-to-day basis, but every once in a while I'll turn around and I'll catch her, staring off at something, and I'll go, oh my God, that's me.
That's me. Kind of scary. Yes. We'll come right back with Madonna and some new pictures.
Monday on Live, Regis is unleashed on the streets of New York with Borat.
people didn't know that Madonna, that's when Madonna fell on hard times. A lot of people.
Donna, you're so agile. You must work out quite a bit, huh? Every day?
I didn't work out today.
No, but I mean,
Can you tell?
No, but most of the time you do?
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessive about that.
Good
What
for
do you do exactly, and can you write it down for me?
I do Pilates mostly. Yeah. And I run sometimes, and I ride my horse.
But can you do that? Can you go for a run in the park?
I did yesterday morning.
And are you faster than the paparazzi? Is that how you do it?
Well, they are usually kind of chubby. And
they get winded.
they have a lot of equipment.
A lot of equipment.
Yeah.
They're loaded down with
They
long
can't
lenses.
catch Madonna. Take a look at some of the pictures we have here. Now, there's a beautiful family shot right there. There's Lourdes and Rocco, and of course, little David. And there's Madonna.
Yeah.
Boy, he really.
No, that's Kelly.
That's the day I came over and babysat.
You did?
Yeah. I was saying before, during the commercial break, that I really think that David looks like your other children in some way.
Well, that's what Siobhan said, my nanny. She said it's strange. He has something, like his eyes are the same shape and his head is the same shape as my son. And possibly that's why I was drawn to him. That I felt some kind of connection.
Did you know right away when you saw that little face?
Yeah.
He,
Fell in love with him immediately.
He has magical eyes, this
He
boy.
does. Oh.
And yeah, it just looked very special. Take a look at this little guy and that face. My gosh. So you were touring.
How could you walk away from that?
No.
You were touring this. Was it an orphanage, Madonna?
Yeah, I went to visit several orphanages that some of them that I'm helping finance through my foundation, Raising Malawi, and some of them I was looking at because I wanted to help them and I wanted to see what the problems were, what the situations were, and how they could best be served. And so he was at an orphanage called Michinji, which I had never seen before and had never heard about, and it was in such bad shape. And there are 500 children there, and about 7 adults, caretakers looking after, like grannies looking after the children, and then there's this amazing man called Reverend Geppetto running it, and he's a saint, and he will not turn any orphans away. So even though they're overcrowded and they don't have enough food and they have no medicine, he just keeps taking them in, and that's where he came from.
And how did you hear about Malawi in the first place?
I heard about it through a woman called Victoria Keelan, who she's a native Malawian. She grew up, she was born and raised there, and she owns a fertilizing company. And I mean, I don't know, I hope most people know this by now, but there are over 1 million orphans in Malawi because of the AIDS pandemic. And basically an entire generation has been wiped out. There's just children and grandparents. And so most of the children are, the 8 to 10-year-olds are the head of their households. So she contacted me through Spirituality for Kids. That's another organization that I'm involved with. And she said, we need help. We need help for these kids. Can you help us in any way? So once I got all the facts, and I just said, oh my God, it's a state of emergency.
It's
we have to get involved.
Amazing if you think about it. Malawi, this African country that most people probably never heard of.
That's right.
And then you go there and it's the world spotlight.
Well, that was the point of the exercise. I wanted the world to know about it. The reason most people don't know about it is A, it's a small country, and B, it's quite landlocked. It's sandwiched between Tanzania, Mozambique, and Zambia, and it's not near the water, and people don't go there on safaris or for holidays, and it's there's never been a war there.
It's relatively unknown.
So there's been no reason for attention to be paid to it except now with this AIDS epidemic. So
well, you sure brought the attention to it. No doubt about it. We'll pause. We'll come right back with Madonna. Madonna with us, and she has a new book out, and this is about your 6th or 8th book? 6th book.
These books are great.
The English Roses, Too Good to Be True.
Yep.
There's the cover right there. You wrote it yourself, Madonna?
I wrote it about you.
So what kind of advice do you give kids in this book?
Well, I think there's a couple of lessons in the book. One of them is about jealousy, overcoming jealousy, and being envious of our friends. Sometimes we turn against the people we love the most because we're jealous of them, and we want what they have, and you know, the destructive nature of being envious, and you know, how to overcome that. And then the other lesson, I think, is about cherishing your friends.
You've certainly had to learn that. I'm wondering about your daughter, who's so beautiful and 10, and girls can be very cruel to one another.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what motivated you to write these books, I'm thinking?
I think definitely the first book was absolutely inspired by my daughter, because she goes to the French Lycée in London, and there was a group of girls that all hung out together. They were all English speaking. English was their first language, and so the teacher always referred to them as the English Roses, and they all have the names in the book. And a lot of times, I mean, my daughter is a drama queen, but she would come home and, you know, tell me that, you know, her best friend Nicole like slapped her, but I'm like, wait a minute, you're best friends, how can you slap each other? And you know, I couldn't understand the confusion of, you know, having a best friend and then all the fighting that they would do all the time, and the jealousy and the cliques and the, oh, so-and-so sat with that person at the lunch table, and you know, the silliness of it all. So all of that, you know, inspired the first book. And then she told me, when I told her I was going to write a sequel to it, I said, do you have any advice? You know, I want to continue on with the English Roses in the 5th grade. And she said, please put a boy in the story.
A little Madonna. So Madonna, who's the disciplinarian in the house? Is it you or is it Guy?
Me.
You.
Yeah.
He's a pussycat?
That's no surprise, right?
Yeah.
No.
And you have to maintain law and order,
He's a pussycat. Well, yeah, he's the yes man and I'm the no man.
Really? Is it always no, or is it?
No, it's not always no, but I mean, if Guy had his way, they'd be, you know, they'd watch 3 movies in a row and, you know, stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
And what about little Rocco? What's he into these days?
He's into playing soccer, and he does judo and
No
jiu-jitsu.
kidding.
Really?
But his dad has been studying martial arts since he was 8, so they go to the Buddha Kwai together. And you know, he pins boys down on the mat and climbs up ropes and does all that macho
good
stuff.
for him.
That's so great.
Good for him now.
I'm wondering, though, like, when you take them to, when you take your kids to their classes, their things, you know, can you do that?
Absolutely. I go with my daughter all the time. She's into rhythmic gymnastics. That's her obsession. And so I take her to her class and sit and watch her Bulgarian teacher sort of intimidate all the girls and beat them up and scream at them. And
So is life easier in England or here?
It's hard to say. I mean, there's challenges in both places and things that are easier for me in both places. The pace of London is a little bit slower, and and I have a house in the countryside and a place to escape to there. Here, I don't have that. I live in an apartment, and you know, I feel more claustrophobic here.
Sure.
But I also feel like New York is my real home, and I always miss it when I'm not here.
Well, Madonna, besides the book, which is in the stores right now, is there another project that you have in mind that you're working on career-wise?
Well, I have a few things. I've just finished editing a TV special of my concert, which you saw.
Must watch. I have to say, I've seen all of your shows. It's the best one ever.
Thank you.
The best one ever.
Madonna, it's wonderful to see you. It really is. You look terrific. We love the book. In the stores right now. Good to see you, darling. Good luck to you. Richard Wilson. Coming up next, and we'll be right back.
Wednesday on Live from the new film Stranger Than Fiction, actor Will Ferrell.